Privada. Ok. Ah, sí, es que ya cambiaron las cosas. De hecho, sí, ahorita tienes que ir a sacar una cita porque si no,
Hola, hola, buen día.
Everyone.
Good, you?
I think we're still waiting for, oh, okay, Abdo's here and Sandra. Okay. Also invited. Rob can't get in. Oh, there we are. And then I think Sandra. Does anyone know where Sandra is?
Pues en el grupo dio las gracias por la liga, buen día. Sin embargo, veo que no se ha conectado. Si alguien le puede mandar mensajito, por favor.
Ahora le mando un mensaje.
Okay. So I guess we'll just wait for Sandra. But I don't know, Alejandro, I think Abdo, you know Rob. I think Alejandro doesn't. And then Sandra, I don't think, Rob, you met her.
I don't think so.
Which we're just waiting for her. So this is like the main SUNO sales team now.
Okay.
Oh no. Oh,
Hi, Rob. How are you doing?
Hello, how are you?
Doing good. It's a pleasure meeting you.
okay. Okay, here we go. Sandra's in now.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, Sandra.
Morning.
You. Okay, so for those of you who don't know or never met Rob, he's the main honcho at Elite Alliance. So he's the guy that really worked with Melhem to formulate this whole project together in the exchange program. So we just kind of want to run through, now that you guys are the main SUNO dedicated sales agents, we want to run through the project just to make sure like we're all on the same page. And if you have any questions, we can kind of air them out all together now. I think today maybe we'll focus on the actual like project itself. So like what it actually includes from the moment that you step on the property to the beach essentially. And then the following day or the next day, we can work on maybe more of the exchange and really understanding how the program works. Because now hopefully by the next week and a half, we'll start the the new lead generation. So we'll have a steady stream of leads coming in. So we want to be prepared to make sure we are all on the same page and we know exactly what we're telling these leads.
Perfect.
Perfecto.
Okay.
I love the fact that this translates from Spanish. So if you guys want to speak in Spanish, I can understand.
I want to hear what we sound like in Spanish. That's what I really want to hear.
That's awesome.
Awesome. All right, Rob, I don't know. Do you want to start taking it away or?
Well, I mean, it's up to you, however you want to handle it. I can do my best to go through it. You guys can stop. It's not really, it's really just a collaborative meeting, I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't want this to be something that I'm just dictating, because I think that we all need to understand what we're doing. So let me just share my screen here. Bear with me. I'm going to. Okay. Okay. You guys can see my screen, yeah?
Perfect.
I'll tell you a little bit about private residence clubs, and if there's any point I'm speaking too fast or you guys want me to stop, just do it. And we'll talk more about the usage plan and all that stuff later on in a different call. But there are about 140, 180, somewhere in the range of clubs like this around the world. And the reason developers like these types of clubs is because it adds a different type of ownership component to offer to the end user. But more importantly, it provides them with a significant premium over whole ownership. And what can be confusing sometimes in the sales process is people think, well, we're selling to people who can only afford a fraction of the property. Like our buyer is not the $100,000 person. A majority of our buyers can afford the entire residence, but they can't make sense of it. Meaning they know they're only going to be in San Bruno for the summer, or they're only going to use it for a couple of weeks in the winter. And I think that's where a lot of people get hung up on fractional ownership, because they feel that, well, we're selling to somebody that is buying just a couple of weeks and they can only afford $100,000, when that's not the case. And when we look at fractional ownership, it's more logical than whole ownership. And their personal usage is going to mirror that of a typical vacation home. So when you think about vacation home ownership, people are really only using a vacation home like 30 days out of the year. And the rest of the time it sits vacant. So again, there's a whole bunch of things that are put into why a residence club or fractional ownership makes sense, other than just that it's a much lower purchase price and annual expense than a whole ownership home. So that's the concept we brought forward to ACD, and that's what they put together for this. So I know you guys have seen the website, so I won't belabor this, but what it is, or what we're setting out to do, and hopefully everybody has seen this little video in here, because I think it does a pretty great job of, let me just, how do I play this? Here we go. Does a pretty great job of describing what the club is. You guys all see this? Is it playing on your end, guys?
Yeah, perfect.
It is? Yeah.
I think one.
What's that?
Sí, sí.
Okay, good.
Okay. So what this will be, and I'll play this because you guys have already seen it, and we'll stop it throughout, but it's 33 residences. 4 of them we're deeming beachfront. And this property kind of runs the length of the property. It's a very long, slender lot. So you'll drive in and then the property kind of goes all the way back to the beach. So there'll be 29 residences that sit in front of the beach, and there'll be 4 that are on the beach for a total of 33 residences. So as we're coming in, we've got a small little carport. We've actually got a little security gate out front. Got a small little carport as you pull in, but we kind of fashion it like a hotel front desk and lobby. And really the concept behind residence clubs are you're buying into a 4/5-star property. You just happen to have ownership of it. So really you can come, you can stay, enjoy it, leave the keys on the front desk. The only thing you need to worry about is when you're going to come back to the property, because it's completely turnkey. So if you break a dish, we pay for it, or it's part of your annual assessment. Now, if you break a table, if you break the bed, you as an owner are probably going to have to pay for that. But we'll build into the operating budget to make it completely turnkey, where if a glass breaks or a plate breaks or something small item like that, we'll just replace it. If a bed sheet gets torn, we have backups for that. And that's all part of your annual assessment. So we try to make this environment where it's completely turnkey, ready-made, come in, enjoy it, and just leave. We'll clean it. So in terms of the front desk area, we built into the operations budget to have people there during working hours, to have somebody there overnight hours at the front desk. That's all part of the operations budget as well. It'll be very limited in the evenings, but during the day, we've got people that are there to act as a concierge, to make and take dinner reservations, accommodate whatever you need, those types of things. We've also built in to have a bellman, like a porter, somebody that can help you with your luggage. We didn't include Mercedes like car parking, but we did include kind of have bellman with bellman carts like you would see at a typical luxury hotel. We'd have to look at the larger master plan, but there is a small gymnasium included. Kids area. I can tell you in our US clubs, the kids areas are pretty cool. Like this one is a little bit underused. Perhaps in Mexico, it'll be more used. It is on the ground floor, which is great. And so you'll see in just a second, there's some other common spaces for adults to hang out. So maybe kids will go in and do all this. Now, this is artist renderings of what they put in here. I don't know exactly what the kids area will have, but open to suggestions, and we can talk to Melhem and put stuff in there. Normally there's things like Xboxes, like video games, a couple TVs on the wall, stuff for kids to play with. On that ground floor too, I think there was 2 treatment rooms.
Yeah.
We see a lot of times what they'll do is they'll have portable beds that get brought up to the decks of everyone's unit, and they have an in-room massage. But there is a small locker room facility, and I think there's 2 treatment rooms that are slated on the master plan. So that was a pretty quick walkthrough. There's a wine room and like a bar area. And then on the ground floor, there was a restaurant concept that shifted and moved around a little bit in the initial discussions. And I think what you can see here, Cosmo had recommended like see that in the back? It's like a ready-made pizza vending machine. I don't know if that's still in what they're going to do or not, but it was not slated to be a full service restaurant. It's something where you can hang out, we'll do some functions down here. Normally, like once a week, we'll have a members event. It would either be here or upstairs. Maybe a member rents this out for a kid's birthday party or something like that. So it leads right out to the pool deck on the ground floor. And you can see this will walk right out to the beach. So this gives a pretty good depiction here. You just came in from the beach. You've got some palapas down here. You're walking in, got some common areas. There's a jungle gym for the kids and some play stuff, the pool, and then you can see the property sits this way. I guess the property would go north to south or south to north. I guess I'd have to. And then this is a good depiction. 1, 2, 3, 4 are the 4 beach front units. And then down this corridor, and the building's actually slanted slightly. So each of these 29 units has a beach view or water view, just not as prominent as these 4 beach front. So we have 2 categories of ownership. Actually have 4, but we have two unit types, I should say. Beachfront, there's 4, and 29 beach view. So this is the upstairs rooftop. This is where I envision having most of the membership type events, just because it's a spectacular view. It's probably one of the nicest areas in the entire property, has a ton of seating, at least what they've depicted here. And actually there was a little flash. There is a small like
Pool.
hot tub / pool. I don't know, is it a hot tub or a pool on the rooftop?
Well, probably a jacuzzi, but it probably won't be too hot.
Like a spool, yeah, small.
Yeah. Building, there's that whole little like open area. So if you have like a jet ski or something, you can like right? The whole side to the left, essentially. This, when you're looking at it, that whole like little open area can be like a way to kind of bring in a boat or like a little jet ski, which I think is pretty cool. Another thing that I wanted to clarify, Rob, I don't know if you know, but the parking at the building, it's not assigned. Like there's no assigned parking, and it's unlimited, like free to availability, right? I don't know if we
I don't know how many spaces are here. I mean, this is what the front of the building looks like, and there's a little security entrance there.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly. Let me see if I can get a good. I don't even know how many spaces there are.
No.
I'd imagine there's probably 33 spaces. I mean, there's probably some regulation. You have to have one for each, but no, I don't think any of the spots will be assigned at all.
And then we should probably clarify too, it doesn't look like they're covered, but if it's going to be covered or not.
I think they were meant to be open air.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is all meant to be just like pebbles on the ground. I don't even think there's pavers, at least from what I remember. I don't think there's pavers. ACD, you guys may know, but I think these are just open air spots. You pull in, you come through, you drop off all your stuff, and then you just come around and find a spot. Yeah. And some people will drive in, especially locals. Mm-hmm. And I would anticipate some people, depending, they may not have a car. They may just come into Merida Airport and take a shuttle service or something down, and then just get cabs if they're going out to Progreso or something for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. So then Rob, another thing too I wanted to kind of walk through is, did we establish if we were going to have the storage, or did we remove that for the like small little storage areas for the members?
They removed it in
Yeah.
favor of, I think, the 2 treatment rooms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we should probably get is the final version of the floor plates. The upper floor plates, it really doesn't matter because those are all kind of a carbon copy of the floor below or above them. But the ground floor and the top floor, I think, would be important to get because that is all the common space.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. I don't know that those have changed at all since is Sang on this call?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know that those have changed since we looked at those Mercedes, gosh, like back in July of last year, but
That's
they
what,
may have.
yeah, that's why I wanted to kind of discuss that, because from what I remember, like things changed, but it wasn't set in stone. So I'm gonna look up to Malham to see if we can get the final of those. And then we can and I'll send it out to everyone, so at least we're all on the same page. Okay, so final.
Yeah, because what's going to be important is inside of here, there's, I mean, they went to the nth degree to name some of these things.
Yeah.
I can't read them because they're too small and I'm too old, but some of this stuff you can see is named, like the game room, spa. There is the private wine storage. I know that was a big thing to Malham at the time.
Yeah.
That they had private wine storage. And here you can see Mercedes. It does say rooftop lounge with pool. So I don't know, like you suggested, it's probably a jetted, but not heated pool. Yeah, I think that, but it's small. It's not, you're not doing laps on the rooftop.
Yeah. I think, yeah. And then just, I guess, you know, we can go through maybe some of the, I don't know, what time is it right now?
12:24. Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think we should kind of touch on for the next half hour some of the bookings? Does anybody have questions about the project or what they've been discussing with some of the leads so far? For example, I know Alejandro was questioned, you know, some of the appliances that would be maybe included in the units. Does anybody have any other like objections or like questions that they were unsure of when they were speaking to some of these leads that we can all discuss now?
Sí, también
oh, there we go.
me preguntaron de los estacionamientos. Que obviamente ya lo platicó ahorita Rob, pero en su momento, ¿está traduciendo o está en español? Nada más quiero preguntar por qué. Hola, hola.
We can hear you in English, Alejandro.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Okay, sorry, no, because I don't know, I thought it was the translation on mine. But anyway, yeah, the parking lots that you already spoke about them. In a moment, we have a client asking for it. So we told her that there was 2 spaces for each apartment. But anyway, I mean, she hadn't come back.
There may be, I don't know that. We just need to get confirmation. We probably need to get better architectural renderings or plans.
We'll get that for you, Alejandro, for sure. I thought in one of the meetings I had not too long ago with Dr. Sharuf and Kaz, they were saying it was supposed to be allocated 2 spots per unit, but the architectural drawings didn't actually say exactly. So I wanted to clarify with the architect for sure.
Okay, and also I would like to know about the car. If there's a car that would give kind of like a taxi service or a limousine service or whatever, because I heard Rob that was saying that you can pick a bus or a taxi from the airport or to going to Progreso to have dinner. But I understood that we will have a shuttle from the residence to anywhere, right? how do that will work?
So we did not include in the operations budget a shuttle. That's something that we can certainly add. It's just an expense that gets divided amongst all the owners. And Mercedes, I would advocate to have that included.
Yeah. I know we discussed that. I just don't know if it was actually an inclusion. But yeah, that was something we talked about for sure. About having like a white glove service where, you know, it could do, remember the loop around if you wanted to go into Merida, it was like on a time schedule. So I'm going to confirm with Malham, and maybe Rob, you and I can work on something like with the numbers on the operational side, if what it would look like. But yes, Alejandro, we talked about having that. It's just we don't know if it was included in the fees or an additional charge.
Yeah, that's,
We'll get that for sure.
yeah. We want to make sure that we
Yeah,
nail that
please,
down.
because I'm offering that. I'm offering that now.
Oh, there's a sales guy. He's already offering it. I love it.
No, I was saying that to
Of
people
course.
too. I didn't say if it was included or not included in the fees.
Yeah, we need to nail that down.
Good job.
Yep. We need to nail that down. There's also another inconsistency here that we need to nail down.
Mhm.
So this says an honor bar.
Yeah.
And an honor bar to me means you go up, you make yourself a drink, and then you sign something that says, I just grabbed a beer.
Mhm.
And then they charge it to your room. But it says honor bar, enjoy your favorite cocktails prepared by your most trusted bartender. You just sign and sip. So this, I guess what they're saying here is your most trusted bartender is you. But I guess that's kind of a weird way to phrase it. But anyways,
We'll confirm that too, Rob. Well, I did a whole audit of the website, and I have a whole like 2-page list that I want to go through with Melhem just to clarify. And if anything needs to be changed, we need to change, and we need to know how it's going to be operating in the future. So I want to kind of finalize everything. Plus, I know he was saying like honor bar as like there was going to be some vending machines as well. So that can kind of tie in with the cafe or restaurant. So I want to kind of clarify that with him as well.
who's, it's gonna sound, my memory's horrible. Who's Melham's attorney friend?
Luis guy or Victor?
Victor.
Victor. Yeah.
What's Victor's last name?
Puerto. Puerto.
Got it. Victor C. Vic PC 88.
Víctor Puerto.
Yeah. Reason I'm asking about him is I have the final operations budget and we should probably go through that at some point, you and I,
Yes.
Mercedes, because in it, gardening, notary. Yeah, like it doesn't include the transportation piece. That we just, if that's something that we want to include, we'll have to change it, make sure that the marketing information is correct. And I do agree with whoever said it, I apologize. I think that is something we do need to add because that's a pretty cool service, especially if you're going down into Progresso for dinner and you want to have a couple of drinks, you don't want to be driving back. You just want somebody to come pick you up. So. Okay.
Anything else, Alejandro? I know I know some leads were asking you about the types of appliances, like, for example, I think it was an air fryer or something. So, Rob, maybe this is a question of should we be
an air fryer.
Yeah, should we be paying, like appliances soon? Like when usually, because if people are very like finicky and we need to have like an itemized list in the agreements, right? Like how does it usually work?
Yeah, so we're talking about two different things. One is the appliances as it relates to the fixed appliances. So refrigerator, stove, oven, washer, dryer, those types of things.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably going to come from the interior designer in terms of with the quality range. Are they gas or electric? A lot of people ask that. From a cleaning perspective, electric is way easier to clean, but it's not as luxurious.
Yeah.
Right? Are they stainless steel? Are they white or black? And a lot of times that may not matter, but in most it does. So we want to drill that down. But as it relates to the question you're asking, we'll provide a small wares list. So it'll include everything from china, glass, silver, pots, pans, wine openers, garlic press, all that stuff. And then what we'll oftentimes have, if it's not in the home itself, like a waffle maker, we'll maybe have 2 or 3 of them that they can call down to the front desk and say, hey, we're going to make waffles. Can we borrow the waffle maker? And the front desk will deliver it. Hey, we need an air fryer. Can you bring one up?
Good
If
idea.
it's available, we'll bring it up. And there's other things like cribs, high chairs, pack and plays for kids and babies, things like that. We'll have a half dozen of each of those. We're not going to put one in every single room because it's not necessary, but we'll provide those as part of the experience and as part of your pre-arrival. If we know that you're coming with kids, we'll have sippy cups and all the things that you need for kids. If you're not coming with kids, we're not going to put it in your room.
Yeah.
So I'll put together that small wares list that we can distribute amongst the team.
Okay, that'll be good. So now, is that something that's included in the agreement, Rob? No.
In the agreement,
Like when the purchase agreement, when they sign, like, is there going to be like an addendum or something that?
in the purchase agreement, there's sorry for interrupting. In the purchase agreement, there's typically what's included in the home. And that will be a king size bed with a mattress, 2 nightstands, 2 lamps, those types of things. It won't name the brand, but it'll name what's in the home in terms of the FF&E, the furnitures, fixtures, and equipment. Things like small wares are typically not listed in the agreement. It's just part of the fractional program when you buy. And that's where I was saying earlier that if by chance you break a plate, we'll put, 12 plates in the unit, and then housekeeping will do a quick audit. If there's only 11 plates, they'll return a plate.
Yeah.
If there's only 11 forks, they'll put a new fork in. Now, if you break 10 plates, you're gonna have to pay for that. But you break 1 plate, it's an accident. You break 10, you got a problem.
You're having a Greek party.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Okay, yeah, that was one of my questions because I know Jesse, we were talking about that, and Alessandro about what is needed, I think, to formulate part of the actual agreement, because now we're going to actually start signing things, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. So we want to make sure that we're prepared, we have everything. We don't want to say, oh, I got to get this or I got to get that. So whatever we need to make it seamless and make sure we're ready, I think is important. Any other objections, guys, that you have been finding with some of the leads?
La verdad es que yo tenía la misma duda que Alejandro, porque también había estado diciendo lo del transporte.
Okay, so we'll get that sorted then for sure. Okay, so I'm just writing down the notes. Abdo, how about you? Anything on your end?
Bueno, a mí me pasa mucho con clientes todavía me confundo un poco el tema de las semanas flexibles, porque yo digo mucho que son 6 semanas, porque pues según contrato son 6 semanas, ¿no? Por el cliente. pero decimos que son 28 días planificados y las otras 2 semanas yo manejo, hay una semana más que puedes tener con anticipación y la otra semana viene siendo como ilimitadas, que tú puedes ir escogiendo mes con mes mientras haya disponibilidad. Esa es la duda siempre que tengo, ¿no? ¿Cómo decirlo pues para que me entiendan? Que no son 6 semanas, son más, pero que en contrato sí son 6 semanas, ¿no? Y tengo otro cliente que quiere, por ejemplo, el plan fijo, pero quiere solo un mes. Entonces, ahí no sé si se pudiera tratar de vender 1 o 2 departamentos por mes, como para ver si funciona, o no, o de plano tiene que ser los 2 meses.
He could split that investment with someone else. So you would have two people owning one fixed membership. One takes 1 month, the other takes the other month,
Good idea.
you know?
Yeah, the problem
That
is
makes sense.
like splitting up the fractions, because the way Elite and Rob, they've worked it out to make everybody make sense in the fractional share is exactly to the fractions that we've laid out. So then if we start splitting here and splitting there, it could mess up the booking schedule. But yeah, that's a good idea what Rob said. Like, I'm sure somebody would be willing to go in. Did he complain about the price as well? Like, was he thinking maybe he could cut it in half? Is that maybe why he asked?
No, él simplemente quiere un mes. O sea, intentó con su suegro o buscar a alguien familiar, conocido, para que compren nosotros el otro mes, pero hasta ahora no he encontrado con quién. Digo, yo igual estoy buscando por mi lado algún conocido que quiera un mes, pero pues no se ha dado el caso.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you can also say he can rent it out the other month too, right? Because he can make a really nice chunk of change on the additional month that would help him pay down that investment, because it's fixed. It's way easier to rent out each year as opposed to the flexible, especially for a Mexican national. They're more inclined. It's easier for them to know when they're going to go up there and when they're not. So he can make money on his investment and also use it for his own pleasure.
Agreed. I agree with that completely. That'd be a good solution.
Yeah, that's the think of the fixed, is because you know your actual time frames for rentals. And I think like Mexican locals will appreciate that, because they can make money on it if they're not going to be using it. And because they know during those months, all people from Merida want to go to the beach. So I think you should, if you ever have that question, really push the investment. I know it's not what we focus the project on, but logically, if they're not going to use it and they have the 2 months, really push that they can make money on their investment, because I'm sure some people will pay like, I don't know what $5,000 is in pesos, but hold on. Maybe like 70 to 80,000 pesos for that other month. Whew. It's amazing money. Pays for the annual fees for their maintenance.
Yep.
Any other questions? Do you guys feel that you're ready to, or you're confident in selling the project? Like you feel like you know it inside and out? Once we get you some of these other clarifications, do you guys feel that you're confident in like relaying the information to people? I know, Abdul, you were talking about like how to explain the flexible usage a little bit more. Maybe there's a way that we can simplify it for us to tell the leads that. I don't know, Rob, what do you think?
Yeah, one thing that we do quite a bit is you guys get to a certain point now that we have Google Meet that can do translation. It's incredible.
Yeah.
We oftentimes get on the call just to help guide the buyer through the process. You guys listening to the usage, you start to pick up on all of the different wording and the cues, makes your job a little bit easier after 2, 3, or 4 times listening to me go through the usage will help you. So definitely schedule those calls.
Yeah. But yes, what Abdul was saying too before about the like 6 weeks fraction is, yes, technically I think what you need to focus on is, I mean, this is what I try and tell people because it could get a little bit more complex, is you have 28 days of the pre-planned vacations. And then once those are booked, you can start booking your week stay, your 7-day stay. And then you can always have one of those on the books at a time, but essentially it's unlimited. Like you really can use it. Once you're there and you want to continue staying, you can just keep booking in 7-day increments, right, Rob? Or maybe you can.
Yeah, and I think we're going to meet on Thursday. We'll go really in depth on the usage plan, and I'll have examples and other things. But yeah, what Mercedes said is absolutely correct. I think one thing to stress, though, is that not every owner is going to use it exactly the same way. Just talking about the guy Abdu was looking at, who wants to buy fixed, but only wants to come for 1 month, not 2. We'll have other fixed owners who say, I'm going to buy it and just rent both weeks or both months. We'll have some that say, I'm going to come and I don't want anybody around me. I just want to use it for 2 full months. Same thing on the flexible ownership. Although they get 28 planned days, some won't book it that way. In fact, we have some clubs like this, flexible ownership. We have to call the people and say, you're not making reservations. When are you coming? Oh, life's busy this year. And if you have an owner that is making reservations like that, meaning they're not even coming to the club, other owners can use it way more than 6 weeks. So a good way to state it is you get 28 planned days, like Mercedes just said, and then you have unlimited flexible usage thereafter. Some use it less, so others can use it more. And we'll get way into the reservations piece, and it'll start to make sense to you. It's, I guess, when you distill it down or try to make sense of it, some people use it less so others can use it more, and not everybody's going to use it the same. If they did all use it the same, it would be 6 weeks. But I can tell you from the past 15, 20 years, that's not how they do that. It's not how they use it.
Yeah.
So we'll talk more about that piece of it on Thursday when we chat.
Yeah. So
are there any?
Sorry, yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No. I was probably going to say the same thing you were going to say.
I was just going to say, are there, outside of the usage plan, are there any other things that you guys are getting objections on or questions or have doubts about the physical building itself, the experience itself, what's included?
I had a customer who was asking about the view from the flexible apartments. So of course I show her the virtual renders that we have, and she was okay, but I thought that she didn't finish kind of like super satisfied with the images that we present about how is the view from those apartments. I think that it would be good if we can have additional images of the views to the sea or maybe to the inside part of the complex. That would help a lot. And also from different floors,
So,
because as they're flexible, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
we have a 3D walkthrough. Hold on. It's actually on the website
We use it.
too. It used to be on the top of Oh, okay. So she doesn't like that because you could see the whole view of the ocean from there. And it's
She liked it, but she was not kind of like completely satisfied, let's say it, no, because she was like, okay, it's nice, but I can see from other floors. I mean, how far away is the next construction from here? No, so those were kind of like questions that
So-
maybe we can answer with different renders.
So I think if you go, Rob, on residences, does that have to- I think if you click on residences and then you click on, you scroll down, yeah.
Mhm.
It has the like 3D walkthrough, yeah. And it's clickable.
Yeah.
Yes, I show that.
You want it from different, each kind of floor, I guess. Because if she's buying a flexible, she might move from unit to unit. They might not always be the same unit that she gets. So she may be in that unit one time, she may be in another unit another time, right, Rob? For flexible, as long as it's in the
Yeah.
same,
Yeah, sorry. That's what I was going to mention. And Mercedes, we need to take that music off, that
Yeah.
walkthrough. That is annoying as hell. I couldn't hear anything you guys were saying because it was so loud in my,
Yeah.
what I was going to, and you brought it up, Mercedes, what I was going to show you guys is exactly what you just mentioned. So I don't know if you can see my screen, but if you may be deeded into one of these units, but that doesn't mean you're going to stay in that unit all the time. You may stay in a different view, but they all have views. The building is kind of set like this on the property on a little bit of an angle. But yeah, I can see if you're staying back here, you probably feel like a second class view, right? I mean, if you're in one of these first four, you've got the best view, obviously, but you're also paying more for that view.
Yeah.
But the way the building is set should satisfy everyone's view. And I can tell you from doing this for a number of years, getting the dates that you want oftentimes is more important to the buyer than the view.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to be on property and the availability is there, 9 times out of 10, the person's going to book it versus saying, well, what unit will I be in? Because they're looking at availability versus the view. 90% of what they're going to be doing is going to take place outside the unit anyways. Does that make sense? People are buying this vacation home for the location that they're in. They want to sit under the palapa and be on the beach. I don't know if that answers the question or not. Maybe not.
Rob, do they know?
Partial.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Alejandro.
Okay, we'll manage it.
They can make, I think where you were going, Mercedes, they can make requests for a certain unit if they want in the reservation process. They'll start to learn what units they prefer.
Perfect.
And they can request those. Obviously, management can't guarantee it. And for everyone who says, well, I want to be on the top floor because I want that killer view, there are others who say, put me on the ground floor because I'm nervous we have children.
Yeah.
Right? Or I want to be on the top view or the top unit. Somebody else says, well, I need to be on the ground floor because I want to walk out and be on the beach, whatever. There's always some reservation requests.
Okay.
Yeah. My notes so far is I'm going to put together a small wares list. We need to put together an FF&E, furniture, fixture, and equipment list for the contract. I've got transportation highlighted with a big explanation point behind it. I've already sent a note to Victor, who prepared the operations budget. So you and I, Mercedes, can get the final.
Perfect.
What we do have, folks, is this. Just bear with me here. We have this financial facts and figures. And we've got some cleanup to do on this too, Mercedes, because again, like from our discussion this morning, these have, okay. But I want to make sure all this is absolutely correct. And to someone's point, if transportation is going to be included, that should be a really big highlight.
Yeah.
We probably should include in here if it's 1 or 2 parking spaces for each, like that's important.
I agree.
And then down here, I want to make sure that this is completely up to date, that the fees are correct, 1, and 2 is if transportation is included in here, that should be a highlight.
Yeah.
Because what we didn't talk about, team, is that this includes everything for your ownership, management, maintenance, insurance, replacements, whatever is included, utilities. So really they have no other fees other than this on an annual basis. Okay.
Maybe
About the insurance.
Insurance is included.
What do that covers? Just the property, or maybe if there's an accident, something, do that assist the people?
It's going to include the building. It's also going to include liability insurance. So slips, trips, falls, those types of things that take place inside the building. And lastly, what it's going to include is insurance for the surveillance committee, who's going to be making decisions on behalf of the property. So ultimately, when this property sells out, there are, I don't know the number, 200 owners, give or take, whatever 33 times 8 is. There'll be a surveillance committee, basically like a board of directors, that will make decisions on behalf of the property. Things like, what are the annual dues going to be, the ownership fees? And if they do something stupid, they have insurance that covers them. Another document we should probably put together, because we have all this stuff in English and Spanish.
Yeah.
Another document we should put together, Mercedes, is a budget overview. It can be a 1-pager. We'll do it. We'll set, as soon as I get the budget from Victor, I'll put it together and send it to marketing. And normally what we'll do is like a pie chart, and it'll say $3,700, $3,720 US, and it'll say, like 12% utilities, 20%, whatever, all the cost breakdown of it is. And it'll actually list a highlight of all of the budgeted items that are included. Let me just share this document too. Don't take this as the final, but what we can do is like pull all these things out, gardening, bathroom cleaning, laundry, all these highlights,
Mm-hmm.
and just create categories for them. And put that into a document that you guys can use if needed. Because what you'll oftentimes hear in terms of fractional ownership is not the purchase price, but the annual assessment. Because the annual assessment very likely will increase year over year. That's just how things go. And you'll get more conversations about the comprehensive annual owner fees and what it is included more than you will on the ownership cost. Because they can always sell their ownership, but they have to recoup their annual owner fees somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea to have a graph. It's easier to read and at least they know what's included. So the housekeeping fees are included, but also if they want daily in there, because it's once a week, or move in. So when they come in, it'll be clean, and when they move out, it'll be clean, right, Rob? In their plan
Yes.
vacation. So if they want like a daily cleaner lady, they're able to do that. They just need to pay for it, right?
Yeah, actually what they built in here, I'll have to confirm this, and I'm pretty sure, but for your 28 planned days, you'll get daily housekeeping.
Okay. So
When you come on short notice or space available, you'll pay $35 per night.
mm-hmm.
So if you only use the club on a flexible basis, if you only used it for 28 days, all you're paying is this, the $3,700 per year. It's only when you use it a little bit more than your planned days, you'll pay the $35 per night. Because short notice, somebody may come for 3 nights on short notice. They may attach it to a planned vacation. We'll talk more about the reservations, but so they would pay an additional $35 per night.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So
So I
I'm sorry,
think-
just to confirm,
Yep.
you got the $37.20 per the annual fee for 4 weeks. And if you reserve another 2, you gotta pay $35 per night. Do I'm correct?
Just for housekeeping, yes, that's correct.
Yeah, just for housekeeping.
You wouldn't have to pay
So-
any additional for the stays, just you have to pay your housekeeping fee for your short notice or space available. Anything above and beyond your planned vacations.
Yeah, for the last 2 weeks of the 6th.
If you used 6 weeks, you may use 10 weeks. You wouldn't pay for the first 4, but the other 6 weeks you would pay $35 per night.
Okay. And it's always weeks. You cannot, maybe if there's a space available of a week, you can just say, I'm gonna just be there the weekend, 3-4 days. You can't. It's per week that we can reserve, right?
Absolutely you can. Oh, absolutely you can. You can,
You can?
so the vacations are
By
up
day.
to 7 nights. So when you book your plan time, you'll book in 7-night increments. When you book space available or short notice, that flexible time, you can book a night, 1 night. You can book up to 7 nights.
Okay, so you can reserve from 1 to 7 nights, not more. Additional in the
Yeah, I
6
just want to
weeks.
be crystal clear. With your
Yeah, no,
plan,
it's okay.
with your planned vacation, you're going to be booking 7-night stays. Okay. And then with your space available and short notice, you can book up to 7 nights. So if you wanted to book 3 nights on short notice or space available, you could. With your planned vacations, if you only want to
Okay.
spend 3 nights, You could, but you're not going to get 4 additional nights somewhere else on your planned vacations.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, and again, we'll get way into the usage plan the next time we talk. I think today's goal, and hopefully we got there, was to start to flush out a couple of the things we need to make sure we have nailed down on the physical plant, the actual building itself.
Yeah. And if there's anything that like comes up when you guys are having these conversations, just literally make a note and just text me. And then Rob and I will discuss and make sure like we have the correct information if there's something that's missing, because yeah, we want you to be comfortable when you're selling it to people. So if there's literally anything that you don't know, let us know, because we'll get the answer for you, because you need to make sure you're relaying correct information and it's consistent and you're comfortable, you know, when you're speaking to these people. Because when you don't know something, then it comes off as, you know, it doesn't look always so good. But if you can, you know, beat around the bush and just say you'll confirm, and you can just send me a message and we'll get you the answer. At least you can have all the information readily available to you, and the more I think we have these conversations with people, maybe the more questions that you have. And that's why I said, like, make sure we're all going through it really in depth, like study the website, study the whole brochure, make sure you're going through it. If you're walking through, imagine you're the buyer and you're walking through it, what questions would you have? So if you think of it that way and you just send us a message, we'll get you that answer if you don't know, if you don't already have it.
Okay.
But those are good questions today, for sure.
Yeah. So, okay, I've got a short list of stuff. It's actually a pretty growing list of stuff. I will start working, and Mercedes, I'll just correspond with you on WhatsApp and we'll go back and forth. And then we're set for Thursday.
So,
I forget what time.
Yeah, so sorry guys, we were gonna do Wednesday, but a few things have changed. If there's Thursday, Rob, what availability did you have again?
Bear with me here. I forgot.
Hold on, I think you texted it to me.
Thursday. Oh, shoot. Oh, I blocked 4 o'clock my time in New York.
So 4, 3, 2. Are you guys, I know sometime, are you guys available at 2 p.m. your time on Thursday? Instead of tomorrow.
Okay.
That's okay?
Sí.
Sí.
Sí, sí, sí.
Everyone else?
Lo mejor sería la 1 de la tarde, tiempo de acá.
So that's
Which would be
3 to 4.
1 hour before.
It's gonna. Yeah, I can do.
Does that work for you guys?
I can do it. I'll make it work. I'll just cancel. Yes, if that works for you guys, I can cancel something else.
A Friday. I don't know. Let's see.
No, if Thursday works, I just, yeah, we're good.
Okay. So
I'll just move something.
Thursday, 1 p.m.
Hasta la 1 p.m.
So does that work with everyone? Ellie, Jesse, Abdo, Sandra?
Sí,
Sí,
de hecho, ya lo habíamos agendado desde la semana pasada, de 1 a 2. Si quedas en ese horario, está perfecto.
Lo mejor, Jess.
Sí, sí.
Ah.
That came through pretty clear.
Okay, good.
Wow. I guess it really does translate pretty good.
Sorry, I don't think Alejandro actually said that, but what it sounded like, what came through was pretty funny.
Yes.
Okay, so Jesse, will you send this back to all of us?
It sounds like that's exactly what he said.
So,
What did I
okay, so
say?
it says,
It said,
don't
"Don't-"
mess with me.
No, it was, that translator is not a friend, is not my friend.
I know, no, I knew that came through wrong, but it was funny. Okay, so Thursday went to Jesse. You'll send us all an invite.
Okay.
Entonces quedó para jueves, ya no para mañana miércoles. Ok, ok.
Sí.
Correct.
Perfecto. Siempre de 1 a 12.
Yes, please. Okay, so that's all the questions for today from everyone. Perfect.
Good. Thanks, guys. Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for everyone.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
We'll see you Thursday.
Gracias.
Bye.
Bye.
Eli, ¿puedes bajar, porfa?
Sí, claro, ahí voy.
Gracias.
Nos vemos, chicos. Adiós.
Bye.